With all due respect, it's 140 days to the general election. Any medics in the house? Turns out a good number of medics are willing to trade their white coats for grime of politics. Well, heightened political awareness and a healthy self-regard that they are more steady-handed for a job is drawing more of them to elective office. So are they really the injection of fresh medicine that Kenya's politics needs? That's all tonight. With all due respect, I do have my panel with me, and the medical practitioners running for office in these coming elections are with me in the studio. Gentlemen, welcome first.
Thank you.
I'd like to give you all proper introductions, but let me start with you, all the way from Kakamega. Dr. Bukachi.
Asante. My name is Dr. Kenneth Bukachi Kochua.
Right.
I'm running for the senatorial seat, Kakamega County. Yes.
Good evening, viewers. My name is Dr. Moses Dongo Mwangi. Dr. Moses Dongo Mwangi is from Muranga, running for Muranga gubernatorial seat for the third time.
For the third time?
Yes. I am a pharmacist of many years and been in the healthcare profession for close to 30 years.
I want to get to that next.
Thank you so much, viewers. My name is Dr. Laban Chwea. I'm running for Member of Parliament for Nyaribari Masaba constituency in Kisii County, and I'm also doing my third bid.
Your third bid?
Yeah.
Yes. Is this your first time?
Second.
Second time?
Yes.
Okay, so let's start just from what connects all of you together. And it's a question of healthcare. You're all healthcare professionals. You're all, in the medics business and in the industry. And the question tonight, and the motivation tonight is, what is the difference that all you bring, whatever the seat, what's the difference that you all bring, especially in regards to healthcare, right? Would we see more of the same? Just we've seen lawyers, engineers, journalists, whoever it is. What's the difference that you bring into this when you win office? Or what's the value proposition for having any of you in office? Let me start with you, Dr. Bukachi.
Thank you, viewers. I can say that we are doctors who took an oath. And this oath, the Hippocratic oath, places us to a pedal where we are focusing the society in a very different viewpoint. We say the wearer of the shoe is the one who knows where it pinches. Doctors in this republic, I think you've seen before, a situation whereby we've had so many industrial strikes. That is a stretch beyond their level. It was just beyond, because these are people who are dedicated to saving life. But they had to go to that level. Now we are bringing in a wealth of experience and a hope to Kenyans, especially medical laws and medical management. We want to ensure that our population is handled humanly, because you cannot be sick at the same time perform whichever sphere of life you are in. You need life first. You need health first for you to be effective and efficient in your operations.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Dr. Mang, what's the problem with healthcare in this country? If you were to just, give us a minute, what's the problem with healthcare?
60 years after independence, the Kenyan healthcare system is weak, very weak. When Kenyans get very sick, they have to seek for healthcare services in India and other places. Yet, the best boy and the best girl, when the KCP is announced, you interview them and they say, what do you want to be? Many of them want to be doctors, they want to be neurosurgeons, they want to be this and that. The healthcare system in Kenya, as it is, has not been what it is. And we have lobbied. Some of us have worked in the healthcare system. We have lobbied. We have taken the assumption that the political leaders that go to parliament understand we got to a point where we realized some of us have to dirty our figures and get on the table. Because as they say, if you're not on the table, you're on the menu. So we want to be on the table. The Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya, where all of us are members, has PSK Agenda 2022 with an idea of supporting any healthcare professional, pharmacist, who is running for MCA, for MP, for governor like myself, for senator, so that the laws and the policies that are put in place are able to serve mwananchi. Whether you talk about the Big Four agenda and you talk about healthcare, there's a lot of talk about NHIF card. But if the healthcare system is down, even if you present a healthcare card to Murang'a District Hospital where I come, and there is no medicine, there is no, the healthcare personnel are demoralized because they have not been properly understood. So we realize that healthcare people are not properly understood. And so some of us have to get to parliament so that we participate in creating the laws and policies that will give Wajiko the right healthcare.
Right.
That's where we are here.
Okay. Dr. Chair, you're actually going for parliament and
Yeah.
the place of making laws.
Yeah.
And the question that we always get in all these periods is this, that people speak about all these great things that they'd like to do and all these great ideas. No doubt the profession, no doubt the motive. But when you cross over to the other side, that doesn't happen, right? The same question, really, what are the ideas that you bring to the table to fix the problems that we all know? We know our healthcare system is collapsing and crashing on us. But what are these some good ideas that you have to fix this?
Yeah, thank you so much for the question. The one thing that we are bringing on board is the issue of integrity. We come from a background where we are regulated properly and where we have some code of conduct which we follow. So I believe once we go to parliament, we'll be able to do those issues with a lot of integrity, whereby we follow those laws to the exact conclusion. We have so many laws in parliament that have not been dealt properly. We have the health law that is still in the pipeline. We have the Pharmacy Practice Act, which is also in the pipeline. So I believe with the background, with the training that we have, we'll be able to inject the integrity issues in terms of legislation.
The question of integrity lies at the center of everything. We have had these questions of, Kamsa, you're both part of this business. Explain to me why Kamsa, for instance, still remains one of the biggest problems, why we still keep stealing from it and we still need it.
Thank you, Mr. James Smart. Before I go to that, allow me to build a bit on what my colleague, Dr. Chwea, has brought on board, the issues of bills. Bills in Parliament for the last 5 years, I was checking through their tracker. There is a parliamentary tracker. Bills that have gone through Parliament are 316 bills. But out of that, only 22 are for health-related bills. And that translates to 7% of the entire 5-year period of parliamentarian, 7%. And even out of the 7%, only, out of the 22 bills, only 5 saw the light of day.
So that's a general failure of Parliament.
That's a general failure, and you can imagine.
But how do you fix it by going to Parliament?
5. You see, that's why I started by saying that the shoe, the wearer of the shoe, is the one who knows where it is pinching. The moment these bills are not seeing the light of day, it goes down to the service provision levels. At the hospital, supplies will not come. At Kamsa, as you are asking, things will not run the way they are supposed to.
And I'm really interested. Explain to me the problem with Kamsa. You have experience. You worked at Kamsa, well,
Yes.
since 2004?
Yes, from 2004.
Yeah, explain to me what's the problem with Kamsa.
That matter of Kamsa is before the law, the courts. So sometimes it becomes very hard to discuss it in public until...
What's the problem exactly with it? I mean, as a public institution, right? That's what I'm asking. What's the problem with Kamsa as a public institution that still, it's so porous, it will still steal from it, right? We still don't get it right. What's the problem with it?
The laws that govern general management of things. Now we are talking of coming up with a new Kamsa. Those are just laws that are being developed how to manage Kamsa. And that's why we are here, to ensure that laws and systems in Kamsa are streamlined. So we are not coming here to reinvent the wheel, but we are coming to strengthen what is there and put it in the right perspective.
So as an example about Kamsa, we still get the medicine from one port, right? That's the whole point. And then it supplies to everyone else in the counties, right? And we have to get to this sort of national system. There's this idea that Kamsa is supposed to help us, one, not get the medicine cheaply, but also helps us to, you know, transport logistically and outsource that sort of thing. As a concept, Kamsa makes sense. But as a people, in terms of integrity, in terms of laws, in terms of what we do, we always assume our problems are laws, not the people, right? From where you sit, Kamsa has a problem. How do we fix it?
Now, I was a director at Kamsa, 2008, 2012. On that board, I was the chair of the technical committee that came up with the Kamsa Act. The two boards before our board were dissolved. One by Honorable Charity Gilo, when she was Minister for Health, and one by Professor Nyang' Nyong. I was an appointee of Professor Nyang' Nyong when he was Medical Services Minister, and Professor Ole Kiapi when he was PS. Our job was cut. We came in to reform Kamsa, and we found a task force that had done a very good job. We worked together day and night, together with the management, and shrank the recommendations to 29 things that we needed to do. And I can tell you for a fact, and you can check, between 2008 and 2012, we were able to bring out the reforms. And I think it is important for you, journalists and everybody, to check the performance of Kamsa from around 2007 all the way to 2014. Kamsa was delivering. Why was it delivering? Why was it delivering? It had an effective board. It had a good management. Now, the Kamsa Act that we came up with, Kamsa, the role of Kamsa is to procure, warehouse, and distribute medicine and medical technologies.
Right.
Now, just like in a law firm, you cannot have in a law firm somebody who doesn't understand the law. Kamsa, the CEO is supposed to be a pharmacist. We put it there in the law. And when the pharmacist, at that time, who was a CEO with experience in supply chain management, Kamsa worked, and the board was working, and Kamsa was working. And why is Kamsa important? If you buy one tablet at 1 shilling in Kamsa, as a county, the law prepared the Kamsa Act, the counties to be able to, first of all, buy from Kamsa. If you pay 1 shilling in Kamsa, anywhere else you pay 11 shillings, which means that if a county has 100 shillings to pay for medicine, they will buy more. Kamsa has a system, or had a system at that time, where they are able to check the quality of the medicine, because you are buying in bulk, and the mwananchi is guaranteed of quality medicine. Now, it worked as long as things were controlled. Then along the way, and that is why we are sending my friend here, Dr. Chwea, to Parliament, the law was mutilated. It was changed. Now, if you see the advert that was put out for people to apply for CU, the requirement that you need to be a pharmacist is no longer there. So we got people...
I want to get this straight.
Yes.
The problem started in 2014.
The problem started in 2014. What happened? One of the challenges of the current government is governance. when you have an organization like Kamsa, for example, when the chairman of the board vacated office, Kamsa stayed without a chairman of board, substantive chairman, for 2 years. So you have somebody acting as chairman. What do? You weaken the institution. When the CEO then, who left, he actually left 9 billion shillings in the accounts. When the CEO left, Kamsa stayed again for 2 to 3 years without a substantive CEO. Meanwhile, what is happening to the institution is being weakened. And then the recruitment of the CEO who then came in, how was he recruited? Was he qualified for the job? How did he get the job? And when he got in there, and that is now the case that is in court, what happened? In 3 years, the money was wiped out, the systems were crumbled, purely because you had, first of all, the law was weakened, then you have the wrong people in the wrong jobs, and a very strategic institution like Kamsa, we then now only see Kamsa in the last 3 years. I tell you the truth. If you go back, Kamsa was working. It is one of the institutions. If you are in Lamu, Kamsa is able to distribute the medicine by a donkey to the health center in Meru, in Lamu, and other places. So what we need to do is to just look what went wrong. Go back, retrace our steps. But I dare say, Parliament mutilated the law because there were some people who had interest to do business in medicine. They are not medical people. They want to have their hand in the past. So by the time even COVID was coming and we were having the so-called COVID,
we're already in problems.
The problem was already there.
Yeah. That's clarity.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chair, Dr. Mwangi, Dr. Bukachi. This is the clarity we're looking for in this program. We'll come back to this. We're taking a short break. When we come back, we'll discuss at length what the three gentlemen can do individually in their own counties and in their own capacities and why they're running for office, with all due respect.
At the first sign of pain, you need a solution that you can trust. Try Panadol Advance. With Panadol's Optizode formula, the tablet absorbs quickly and starts providing fast and effective pain relief you can trust. Try Panadol Advance.
My name is David Waku. I'm a professional golfer. I am most grateful to my dad. He introduced me to golf and he gave me the courage to introduce it to others. When I started, I took my shot at the opportunity to prove myself and achieve my dreams. It was intimidating, but when I got the chance to play this great game, I built my confidence and made the most of it. Like life, golf is all about patience and consistency. To win, I had to go further and work harder than all the others. The ability to be a champion was always inside me. And with each shot, I came closer to being king of the course.
David turned every shot he got into an opportunity. Start your transformative journey at the Safaricom Golf Tour.
Since the pandemic, all mums know to be cautious of the many kinds of everyday germs that spread easily. Get peace of mind and protect the ones you love with the power of Dettol Bar Soap. It cleans and protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs. So no matter what type of mum you are, trust Dettol.
Dettol antibacterial soap 60 grams is now 50 shillings.
Nana is my name. My daughter is constantly online these days because, well, it's the new normal way for them to learn. Now, whether here at home or in school, it is important to work with them online so that you find out more about what they're looking for. Also, find out what is out there, because the things I've seen online, So for me, passwords on gadgets is a must.
Being fooled online? Get CyberSmart to enjoy safe entertainment and education online. The Communications Authority of Kenya. Mawasiliano kwetu, nguvu kwako.
At the first sign of pain, you need a solution that you can trust. Try Panadol Advance. With Panadol's Optizode formula, the tablet absorbs quickly and starts providing fast and effective pain relief you can trust. Try Panadol Advance.
Come view our vast array of high-quality projects nestled in the upcoming controlled Tattoo City, ranging from 1, 2, 3 and 4-bedroom apartments, offering an ultra-modern, all-inclusive lifestyle for all. See you there.
Starts to work on fever in just 15 minutes. Trust Panadol Baby and Infant to work on fever fast to bring back their cute smiles.
TB ina tiba. Pata matibabu bila malipo katika hospitali zote za umma. Tujijali, tumalize TB. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na Wizara ya Afya na washirika wake.
Wera gani hiyo? Cheki, niko nataka kunikulia makali, simeuliza vizuri wera gani?
Usianze za ovyo saa hizi Tero.
Cheki, nipatie 1 hour ni nuse hivi alafu sitakushow vile itakuwa.
Sawa 1 hour.
Alafu history gani hiyo?
Tero, tafuta ile kitu nimekushutafute man. Mzee. Cheki. Na feel kuna kitu mbaya na Mo. Unachikiza miss calls. Usi kama Mo. Ha? Una feel kuna kitu mbaya?
All right, with all due respect, you're watching Medix running for office, and with me is Dr. Bukachi running for the Senator of Kakamega, Dr. Mwangi running for the Governor of Murang'a, and Dr. Chwea Nyaribari. Is it Nyaribari Church?
Nyaribari Masaba
Masaba constituency. Right, and let me just go straight with you.
Yeah.
The health is a full devolved function.
Yeah.
We still have UHC as part of the things that we're trying to roll out. And there's still a contestation whether health should be a fully devolved function or not. Where do you sit on this debate?
Yeah, on this debate, having worked in the public sector, I can say that though health has been devolved, it is not doing very well at the devolved function units. There is some ideas that it needs to be put, or rather returned back to the national government.
What exactly doesn't work with health as a devolved function?
Issues of service delivery, it is not up to date. We have issues of even the infrastructure, and issues of even procurement at some point doesn't work at the devolved part. Issues of healthcare workforce. There is a lot of, the healthcare workers don't feel that they are well taken care of at the county level, including recruitment. There is a lot of nepotism, cronyism. So there were suggestions, even at the Building Bridges initiative, to have the Health Services Commission so that you can be able to regulate the entire healthcare workforce and distribute healthcare workforce across the counties where needs are required.
Dr. Bukachi, where do you sit on this debate? And given to the fact that there's feeling of people feeling empowered and taking care of their own, sort of health needs, as a way of examples, the issues in Kitui are very different from the issues in Kakamega, even in terms of just the health issues that you have to deal with. Where do you sit in terms of, yes, we have problems with them being devolved, and we have issues we cannot solve at this level, but should we take health back to the national,
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Smart. I want to say that the crafters of the Constitution, 2010, when it was promulgated, Article 43, subsection 1A, they came out clearly and said that Kenyans should enjoy the highest standard of health. And the highest standard of health was visioned that this can be realized in the devolved unit, in the county system of government. If we devolved, then the governors and the system can now manage it at that local level. The failure comes where the people that are supposed now to follow down the line with the laws and legislations to streamline services, like Dr. Chwea said, formation of a health commission, health services commission, just like we have the teacher service commission. There's the whole aspect of human capital. It's a whole world. This human capital needs to be managed by a unit like the Health Services Commission.
That suggests changing with the Constitution.
Yes, it is suggested. But now, coming up with those articles and streamlining it, that is the failure of our...
So without changing the Constitution, we can't fix it, in other words?
We need to fix it. That's why doctors are coming on board. Instead of now waiting for manna from heaven, we need to come ourselves, manage it ourselves, so that we follow these bills that are lapsing without realizing the day, bills that are being withdrawn. It's us to follow these bills and ensure that they see the light of day. The health systems in the county governments, now it has been left to people who can just sit down and prioritize them depending with the way they feel things should go. For example, you get a budget of maybe 100 million for drugs is in their document, in the strategic plan and everything. But you realize priorities start changing. 50 million should take people to benchmark in Rwanda, and now leaving people, the health system without proper facilitation.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, Dr. Mwangi, as the governor of Murang'a County, how would UHC fit into your vision currently, or how it looks? Just walk us through how would universal healthcare would work for you.
Okay, thank you. First of all, my belief is that it is right to have devolved health. I think the fact that we have some counties that have not done well because they have had governors who are not up to scratch on service delivery and other things does not mean that it is wrong. We have very good examples. There are some very good examples. I think in Kisii, for example, I mean, I follow a little bit. There's quite a lot that has happened. In Makueni, there's a lot that has happened. There's a doctor who is a governor in Isiolo, and it's one of the counties that they are now already starting to do what we call telemedicine. If you have cancer, you have an MRI there, you can take the MRI, it can be read by a professor in KNH, and so forth. So we have things that have worked. The area where we agree is the whole issue of devolving the healthcare personnel. I think in my view, and I think I agree, the healthcare personnel should be held at a national level. Why? Because why any doctor, every doctor, when you become a doctor, you are a junior doctor. What is the dream of every young doctor? Is to be a consultant. And when you are in the county, the money is not even enough. How do you get the training so that you are able to move from being a junior doctor to a registrar? That money is not there. Some of the counties have been able to put money to develop the healthcare personnel. Now, universal healthcare is a must. For me, as I talk to people of Murang'a, one of the very clear agenda, actually my agenda number one, is that a Murang'a person will not go beyond 5 kilometers before they find a good healthcare service center manned by very happy healthcare personnel because we have taken good care of them. They have the right equipment and the patients go home with medicine. And For you to
Where is
implement...
Muranga getting all this money to do this?
Pardon? The money is there. The money is there.
How much would you require to run this
Now,
per year?
of course, we know that their budget declaration required that African countries commit at least 15% of the budget to health. We are nowhere near there. We are possibly even at a 10%. But the resources that you have, managed properly, for example, if you do your proper procurement, if you apply even the little that comes through. And, by the way, there's no free lunch in this world. There's a way in which, you know, health insurance is a concept of risk pooling. If, for example, every household in Muranga was asked whether they have 5 people or 3 at the beginning of the year to put in 500 shillings for a card that will guarantee them free health, then this money is put in a pot, and then the county government puts some money in the pot, and then every employee or employer provides a national hospital insurance fund, and we make sure the NHIF is working. And then those who cannot afford, because there are some indigent people, either through the county government or the national government, we make sure they have a card. We are able to finance healthcare. But believe you me, even if you have an NHIF card and you go to Muranga District Hospital and the doctors have not been paid for the last 3 months, the healthcare personnel have not been paid, so they are demoralized. They don't have the right equipment. Even with that card, it doesn't help you. You will end up in a private facility somewhere. The cost is high. So we have to, when we talk about universal health, we have to take care of the hardware. And I think the CDF has put up a lot of mortar and brick all over the place, even in Muranga, but some of them are just mortar and brick. Then you need to put in now the software. And the software is the healthcare personnel, it is the equipment, it is the material to work. When you have fixed those, then you can sort out the healthcare financing. And it's no rocket science, really, provided there is no corruption.
Right.
It's no rocket science. So that when you go to sleep, a family goes to sleep. You go to sleep, you're not worried. If my wife is sick, if my wife if my brother is suffering from a severe condition like cancer, for example, we have to understand that the current challenges that we are facing, like in the Mount Kenya region, non-communicable diseases, diabetes, hypertension, and cancer are major things. We need to apply some education, public education, to minimize this. And then we need to have centers of excellence in our healthcare system, both at a county level, at a regional level. For example, my dream is to have one hospital in Muranga set apart as a center for diagnosis and management of cancer. We feed it with the right personnel, we feed it with the right equipment, we twin it up with a hospital I know in India, we twin it up with a hospital I know in America, and with that exchange, we are on our way to sorting out these problems. No rocket science. Simple things.
I hear you. But what I hear mostly is possibly funds is the challenge. Is funds the only challenge to this problem of healthcare?
Funding?
Yes.
No. Funding, in fact, money is available. Money is available. It's only that it is diverted to other things. Number one, it is not properly managed. There is corruption. Two, obviously we need to increase the funding, and there are innovative ways of increasing. The biggest issue is really not money. The biggest issue in the healthcare and even in other sectors in Kenya is leadership and management. Having the right people.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Dr. Chua, you're going to Parliament.
Yeah.
And Dr. Mwangi has spoken about the budget declaration. 15% is what we need, but Kenya is currently at 6%.
Yeah.
Should the National Assembly, or should we figure out how to ring-fence, funds that go to healthcare, right? Is that an idea, or what should we do to make sure that we actually live up to what is globally recognized?
Yeah, their budget declaration, where Kenya is a party to, requires us to have 15% of our national GDP taken to the health sector. And I want to answer my brother colleague Dr. Mwangi, where the finances will come from. I'm going to Parliament, and part of the functions of a member of Parliament actually is to appropriate funds to the county government and the national government. And in this case, I will try also to push to have the Abuja Declaration come to effect. That is from 8% to 12%. Currently 6%, but we'll push it to 12% according to the Kenya Health Sector Strategic Plan. We are not yet up to 15% because of the various challenges that we have.
How are you going to do that?
Basically, I'll make sure that I'm in the health committee because of my background as a medic. And through that, I will lobby my way to be in a position where I'll be able to influence also in terms of having the Abuja Declaration effective.
Okay.
You know, apart from even that, we have the human resource situation, whereby, according to World Health Organization, a doctor is supposed to oversee not more than 1,000 clients, depending on him. But in Kenya now, we are talking of 16,000 clients, depending on one doctor. So, and all this, it is not that we don't have doctors. Doctors are there. Doctors are even leaving our country to other countries to do the job, because we still have doctors who are trained and they have no jobs.
But this, again, we go back to the same question. How do we make sure that there is enough money in the system to take care of these problems?
It's just a matter of sealing the loose
So when you go
taps.
to Senate, for instance,
Yes.
how would you be able, for instance, to make sure that this money is ring-fenced? As an idea first, is that something that you would consider?
That is the first thing that needs to be considered. You remember even the president was saying that we lose about 2 billion shillings in a day. Those are loopholes. Where are these? So that we tighten the loose ends to ensure that money is available to run the system, to employ our doctors, so that the ratio is as per the World Health Organization standard. We should not sleep and lie low, and also empower the entire justice system so that they are able to follow up and comprehend the culprits.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right. I think, with all due respect,
absolutely. Finally,
it
is correctly, yes.
You know, an army is as good as its general. It's very, very important for whoever will be the president of this country to understand that the healthcare system in Kenya is low, and to also be part and parcel of pushing the idea of having a higher allocation. Although the budgeting thing belongs to Parliament, with all due respect, it is very important for us to educate the population. Health is wealth, and Kenyan people are also a little bit docile. They have
a little bit. You said a little bit.
Yeah, they have. I mean, a lot of our people don't understand their rights. Health is a right. I think we need to come to a point. For me, when I'm governor, governance is going to be a big thing. I want to organize and make sure that at the village level we have a village council of people who can meet together. There is a woman, there is a youth, there is a church person who can discuss the development at that level, at ward level. And we need to use these forums to make our people aware of their right. I think it will need to come to a point where Kenyans begin to demand. The issue of allocating 6% to a healthcare system, and yet even that 6%, how much of it goes to the county? We still have most of this money residing at the national level, where the Constitution anticipated that at the national level, that's a policy. You know, the Constitution assumed that money follows function. We need more money. We need to push. But I can tell you, it will require participatory democracy, where the population gets educated, because if they don't demand, then people sit on their aisle. But we would pray that the president who will come in will have a mind to fix healthcare. because if we don't, then we will just continue in the same way.
It's fascinating you're bringing this, and I want to go to with the break. Does it bother you, from where you sit, that the sort of top two horses are not really driving up healthcare as a big issue? Does it bother you? It's an issue that happens every so often, but not a really key thing.
But I think the coalition where I belong, the Azimio coalition, Baba has been talking about the Baba Care, where I will ensure that people have affordable, accessible healthcare to all. So it is not really bothering me because part of the coalition where I am.
How does that work? Just walk us through. How does Baba Care work exactly?
Definitely, first is to improve, as I said, issues of financing. We'll make sure that there is money that is allocated to the health sector so that people can be able to access. We have issues of the health workforce. We'll be able to recruit more doctors, more nurses, pharmacists, so that people can also have that kind of quality health care.
With all due respect,
Yeah.
why hasn't that not happened? These are good ideas and we've had them all the time.
Yes.
Why has it not happened? Why do we have this feeling that it will happen now?
We said there has not been political goodwill all along, and as my colleague said before, that we've been having issues since 2014 with the incoming of the Jubilee government. That's why we've been having these issues, but I think with the Azimio coalition coming in, we are going to have good healthcare services to the people.
Yeah, I think also we need also to come up strongly and strengthen accountability system. There is what we call automation of the system. The moment we develop systems that can bring automation and accountability into the system. For example, Mr. Smart, the moment you leave this place and you are maybe sick, you go to maybe a private hospital around, you will realize that your data is monitored from the way you get in and to triage, the vitals, you go up to the levels of being given drugs. So you'll realize that that drug that you are being given, in the system, that batch number and that tablet, it is indicated clearly it has gone to James Smart. And the balance is this. What is bedeviling our healthcare system is also accountability at that level, that primary healthcare level. And even just across the board, you get that drugs get into a hospital today, the supplies for that matter.
Right.
And then after 2 weeks, they're not there. But the same quantities go to private hospitals, and they're there. And they can well be accounted for. So accountability system needs to be entrenched, fully entrenched into the healthcare system. Another thing is these laws, we have the community health laws, the community healthcare law. I have seen in this current parliament, it did not see the light of day. And that is the law that is supposed to streamline operation of our healthcare system at the bottom, that level where diseases, diseases come from the community. You start suffering from where you stay before you go to the hospital. So there is need to deal with these ailments and causative agents at that level before they affect you. Control of mosquitoes, clearing of bushes, and the community health workers. The law should be there that should streamline the operations so that they are able, if they are carrying, like, let's say, drugs, whom are they reporting to? We have drug specialists, the pharmacists. There should be a pharmacist somewhere advising these people at that level on how the adverse effects of these drugs and how these drugs are supposed to be used most efficiently and effectively. And therefore, we are coming in with a wealth of experience to follow up and ensure that our Kenyan population, for example, Kakamega County.
Right.
So many ambulances are leaving that county to Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, Eldoret, because we don't have machines, we don't have specialists, they are going to Eldoret. And people get to, on the way to Tarbo and they are dead, they come back.
Okay.
We need to fix that.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
I
want to take a break. I want to come back to your thoughts and just get one point of view that is going to inform our next break. This is from those who are watching online. Let me start with Ithagu Wajeri, who says, Kenya has no cash problem. We have governance and management problems. And says, the other day the president was in UAE. The gift he brought back was smooth route for Kenyan doctors to go to UAE. Are we serious? Why can't UAE come and build hospitals here, then employ our doctors? Tem Komagut says, with all due respect, was the entire discussion to focus on healthcare? What are these aspirants grasp of other sectors of economy, agriculture, education, and the rest of it? That's what we come back with when we come back on the other side of the break, with all due respect.
This is your captain speaking. We are now airborne. I know you are calling to ask if this is the first class flight. Omera, you have paid 500 shilling for this flight. What do you expect? No food shall be served by a beautiful Jabel, and the pilot will not come out to greet you. As a matter of fact, we do not know how to land this thing safely. And I forgot to tell you, we are if you want to get this keys and shoot to 30,000 feet above mean sea level, dial *812*800#. Skiza na Nison, supporting local talent.
Wera gani hiyo? Cheki, nilikuwa nataka kunikulia makali, simeuliza vizuri wera gani.
Usianze za ovyo saa hizi Tero.
Cheki, nipatie 1 hour ni nuse hivi alafu sitakushow vile itakuwa.
Sawa 1 hour.
Alafu history gani hiyo?
Tero, tafuta ile kitu nimekushutafute man. Mzee. Cheki. Na feel kuna kitu mbaya na Mo. Unachikiza miss calls. Usi kama Mo. Una feel kuna kitu mbaya?
The Nation Media Group will host the 3rd edition of the SMEs Expo and Conference under the theme, Making the SME Sector Competitive Amid COVID-19, a multi-stakeholders approach. This will be at the KICC courtyard from the 24th to the 26th of March 2022. To exhibit and partner, please reach us via any of the following numbers: 0724-596-333 or 0722-898-323. Email us via smesexpo@ke.visionmedia.com.
Welcome back with all due respect. The question that I've been asked just before the break, yes, healthcare is great, healthcare is fine, but is this the only thing that you know? Dr. Wang, is this the only thing that you know? What you bring on the table is only healthcare?
Not really. For Muranga, for example, and I have an agenda called Kilimo Biashara Faida kwa Mkulima. Muranga is an agricultural county. Kenya is an agricultural country. And when we were young, we went to school and our teachers misled us. They used to tell us, kijana, fanya kazi, work hard, you get a good job. Otherwise you'll be here farming. Yet, agriculture is really the cornerstone of our country. I have an agenda to look at the value chain for coffee, value chain for tea, value chain for milk, value chain for avocados. By the way, Muranga is the biggest exporter of avocados. We want to look at that value chain and make sure that the farmer gets more money. We need to link the farmer to the market and bring the market nearer through value addition. I'm also currently a CEO of a value addition plant in Murang'a, so that we can get more money to the farmer. We can also create more employment for people. I have an agenda for the youth, which I'm calling Vijana na Kazi Mashinani. You know, we have a lot of drug and substance abuse in our county and in Mount Kenya region, a lot of illicit brew. For me, dawa for that is the English, and I don't mind, is the devil's workshop. We will agree with the people of Murang'a. We slice part of the budget and we employ youths and other people who are in the rural areas. We engage them in environmental management and other things. We pay them a fair wage, say 500 shillings. We teach them that you don't eat all of it. You don't consume all of it. You spare 150. We put them together so that when they wake up in the morning, they are busy to do something. I have an agenda called Boresha Biashara Dogo Dogo. You know, we have somebody who is a kinyozi, who is a mama boga, who is running their tuk-tuk or their little business. How can these people access cheap credit? We have a program all the way from the governor's office all the way to the grassroots. How you can be able to expand your business by accessing cheap credit. And if you have just started your business, you are a mama boga, you are people we call mealero, those who sell leja. Even before they establish their
business. How do you call them again?
You know, mealero. Mealero means, you know, you are selling mali. Okay. Even before you make a shilling, they want to charge you a license. We need to give those people a way where they can grow themselves. Boresha Biashara Dogo Dogo, a way of really expanding the small and medium enterprises. We make sure we have a fund that they can access. You know, we have to make sure there is something I call partnership in development, PPP. I will have a PPP office in the governor's government so that donors and other development partners, when you come, you have an agenda to help our people. We roll for you a red carpet so that we are able, we are able to partner together so that which you want to do, it reaches the people. Okay. Obviously, the roads.
Okay, I'll come back to you. Obviously, you have a lot. I'm sure that program also has a name. But the people of Nyaribari Masaba, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's your plan?
My plan for the people of Nyaribari Masaba is to look at issues of infrastructural development. We have 2 key road areas that are not done up to date, which I focus once I go to Parliament. We have issues of bursary distribution, which are skewed, and I have complaints from the constituents, and I feel once I become Member of Parliament, I'll be able to have a fair allocation of bursaries to those who are required to have. We have also issues of youth and women empowerment, where we need to really, because I come from an agricultural constituency, people have produce from the farms. They don't have necessarily a market where to take them to. I feel that once I ascend to become Member of Parliament...
Where hasn't that happened before? What's the problem with the current Member of Parliament? Why is he not doing that? Why do you want to replace him?
The current Member of Parliament, first and foremost, is going for the higher seat of governor in Kisii County. I feel that he has done good job so far, but I need to do a better job.
That's it. So if you had to remain there was no need for you to replace him. That's what you say.
I could have run and replaced him because I have better ideas than him.
Better ideas than him. Okay.
I think my 2 colleagues...
which coalition are you first?
I'm in Kenya Kwanza.
Yes.
Kenya Kwanza coalition, and especially Dr. Moses, you need to make your mind tonight and come, because what you are articulating is the bottom-up approach.
What is the bottom-up approach?
Bottom-up approach is where we are articulating matters, economy, health, development from the lower levels coming up. Because for over 50 years, we've been dealing with the trickle down. And
Give me an example.
Our chief hustler, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, is so much passionate about bottom up.
He's also the deputy president.
He's also
for 10 years.
Yes, right. But you see, the buck stops with the boss. So he has been there, That's why he has said this trickle-down thing is not working. We need now to come.
I'm always fascinated by this. Explain to me trickle-down that we currently have assumed this is the Kenyan government.
Yes.
And this bottom-up that will be different. What will be different in terms of governance?
The different thing is that the trickle-down effect, first of all, is whereby once allocations are made, funds are, budgets are made, money is shared with those big boys, and then it starts coming down. If it is issues of procurement, the big boys are.
I get that.
Yes.
How do you do differently?
Now, the different thing is, now we are empowering our youths.
Dr. Bukachi, that doesn't answer my question.
We want to train our youths.
No. Where's the money? Let's talk about the money. You're talking about money being taken by big boys.
Yes.
How do you stop that? By bottom up.
Once our chief hustler now takes the mantle as the president of the Republic of Kenya.
So it's only the chief hustler, right?
No.
That's his
now
idea.
The army men, us in Senate and in Parliament, we will now come up with laws.
After you win. So currently there's no plan.
Currently.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Let me hit a point here first. Now, the issues of Mama Mboga, Jua Kali, Boda Boda, and our boys who have finished education and they have nothing to do in the society. These are people who are supposed to be trained. They're supposed to be trained, and we shall have a database in every constituency. A database, you are a doctor, you are a teacher, you are who, so that we now try and place you where you belong. And that will be done by the
chief hustler.
The chief hustler.
I got it.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes. Very well. Where are you on this coalition business? I'm obliged to ask. All right.
Well, let me say, when I talk to Moranga people, and that is where I belong, I believe myself, it is people who make the difference. You can have the best equipment in the world, you can have the best, even the best hospital or the best school. It is people who make the difference. If you ask me, I'm asking Moranga people, look at Dr. Moses, I'm asking for the office of governor. Am I capable of doing that which I am saying I will do? And you can look at my track record. Don't worry about the vehicle. The party or all these coalitions, we have had them. We have had them. We had the NAC coalition, we had the Horde coalition. And by the way, this is the same forest and the same monkeys that are jumping from this tree to another tree. For me, I would like Kenyans, Moranga people, look at the governor who can work for you. Look at the senator who can work for you. Look at the MP who can work for you. Look at the MCA who can work for you. Don't worry about the vehicle. Worry about the vehicle. By the way, this business of pushing, there are people who wait for the tide to come. They are thrown because they belong to this coalition. Myself, I would like Kenyans to elect capable leaders, because our problem in Africa is leadership and management. When we talk about whether it's bottom up or whatever it is, that is political sloganeering. It is important to get elected, but at the end of the day, what I have said is that let's bring innovative ways. We have a country that is rich. We have a youth that have energy.
Right.
Kenya is one of the most educated countries in Africa. Yet we have a lot of idlers because we have not been able to organize our people properly. I will lead and I will coordinate. For me, members of parliament who have CDF, the MCAs will also have a fund. I'll bring them together. We need to work together. Sometimes I see ourselves working in cross purposes. And yes, we are serving the same Wanjiko. So, but if you have proper leaders, whether they are in this coalition or in that coalition, that is just for elections.
Supposing you don't win, come August 9th or 10th or whatever it is, supposing you don't win, what happens to Dr. Mang?
I ran for governor in 2013. I was number 2. I got 40,000 votes. It did not take me 3 months to secure a CEO position. I have been CEO. I was regional director of the then world #1 vaccine company. I've been to these studios many times to talk about vaccines, in charge of 9 countries. I took up as deputy CEO of the current hospital, from where I then took up as CEO of another company. For me, I'm a professional. I can earn my living. The reason I am throwing myself into the ring is not for me. So, for me, I'm asking Murang'a people to elect me. I have run twice. 2017, I was still number 2. I moved from 40,000 to 160,000.
Yeah.
I have an agenda. And I keep seeing that, like, God will ask me, what did you do with what I gave to you?
Okay.
And so I go. So I will still be around.
Yes.
But this time around,
yes.
I know Murang'a people say, Dr. Moses is the best governor you can have. But he's too humble. Yeye ni mtu wa kanisa, hajui kupigana vita. So tomorrow morning, if you hear that nimeungana na watu wanajua kupigana vita on my side,
right,
don't worry.
Okay.
Because I need to get there.
Dr. Chen, suppose you don't win, what happens to you?
Yeah, as he has said, I've run twice and I have not won, and life has moved on, but this time around I'm going to win. I'm confident because I've put everything in place to ensure that I win. But if I don't win, I'm a professional. And the beauty about us, we are professionals. We have a fallback plan whereby we can continue doing our private practice.
Dr. Bukati, if you don't win, we wake up August 10th and you are not the senator of the lovely
We
Kakamega.
are professionals, Mr. Smart, and professionals don't die. Professionals that are like cowboy, never die. So you rejuvenate yourself, you pray to your God, and you continue. Life must continue by all means.
30 seconds. That's your camera. Tell the people of Kakamega what you do for them.
I'm requesting that people of Kakamega, I ran in 2017, and now here I am. I am before you. Kindly vote for me come this August 9th of this year, so that we may work together. We may fix that the ailing sectors. I am the senator who will come down to your villages so that we plan together and also collaborate with the MCS, so that we come up with the laws which will move our people forward.
Okay.
People that have suffered, their businesses were brought down, people who are suffering because their ailments cannot be addressed, people who have no jobs, they can't put anything on their tables. We will work together so that we fix all this that is ailing our society.
Anybody must have on that 30 seconds?
Thank you so much, with all due respect. The people of Jaribari Masaba, as I said, and you know me, my name is Dr. Laban Chwea. I want to thank you for the support that you've been giving me from the time I started my bid to become Member of Parliament. And this time round, I pray to God that may God touch your heart so that you can be able to look at me, vote for me on 9th of August 2022. But before that, I have got nominations at the ODM primaries, which are coming up shortly. I pray that you also support me in the ODM primary so that I may be able to have that ticket to ascend to August 9th, 2022. Thank you so much. May God bless you. Let's walk this journey together.
All right, Dr. Moses, the people of Alliance, students of Alliance, are not very happy with you. They're not saying, you didn't say, I went to Alliance. And this is one of the classic things. But Silas Etemesi Otiato says, Dr. Moses Ndungu was my efficient house captain at Alliance High School. Greet him for me. That's your camera.
Thank you, Elias. A wonderful man. I think we'll get in touch. Murang'a people, this is Dr. Moses Ndungu Mwangi, the one you know. Washi Ekona Dayo. You know, 2013, we planted 40,000 votes. 2017, we weeded, tulipalilia. And I ask you, tulipada, tulipalilia, tunagoja kufanya nini? Kuvuna, ndio mnaniambia. And therefore, Murang'a people, I'm telling you, Bele iko sawa na Dr. Moses. Give me your vote. Don't chance this time. The guy who has been the only man who beat me for governor in 2013 and 2017, Mwangi Wairia. He's the only man who has ever beaten me, and he's supporting me so that we can go to a higher level. So I ask you for your vote. Vote for Dr. Moses on 9th so that Murang'a we can rediscover. And for sure, as the Alliance people have said, we are strong to serve. I am ready to serve as a servant leader, and there will be a difference. Murang'a will never be the same again. We will take back Murang'a to where it belongs. Because once upon a time, Murang'a was the richest county in Kenya. Under Dr. Moses, we are back there.
Okay, thank you very much. Well spoken, Dr. Bukachi, aspiring Senator Kakamega, Dr. Mwangi, aspiring Governor Murang'a, and Dr. Chwea, MP aspirant Nyaribari Masaba.
The incoming
member of parliament. The incoming member of parliament, Nyaribari Masaba.
Yes.
You've all done very well. With all due respect, I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
I hope you all win.
Thank you.
And if you don't, we'll still be here. Please come again to the program, whether you win or lose.
Thank you so much.
All right. With all due respect, we do this every Tuesday on this station at this time. My name is James Smart. Have a lovely night.
This